Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be telling you some of the mistakes I've made in the past, and it's mainly about the French because that's what I'm learning right now. Right now I'm A2 in French, and the goal is to go to B2, so I'm gonna tell you like what I'm doing, how I'm studying, the books I'm using, how I set up my Notion for organizing everything, like italki as well, like how I'm going about doing italki sessions, a lot of stuff, and the novels I'm reading. I started with this book right here, but it was so hard to read. When I'm at a higher level, I'll come back and go back and see if I can read this book. Yeah, this would be my first mistake, which is reading a book way above your understanding, above your comprehension. And as you can see, this book is super thick and it's all in French, so I would suggest going a little more learner friendly. Well, I tried to read books from like Camus, Albert Camus. So, well, basically it's L'étranger. So The Stranger, I think, but it's in French, from Albert Camus, I think, and some other novels. But so far, what I've actually been reading and what I've actually been liking and understanding, and it's more easier to read, was Le Petit Nicolas. I tried Le Petit Prince, Little Prince, but no offense, but it was kind of boring. And even when I watched, I was like, okay, let me watch the video so that I can have, an understanding, so that when I read the book, I can understand like what the book is about. But it's good for some people, but for me, I couldn't finish it at all. So, but Le Petit Nicolas, that's interesting, kind of funny as well. They use small words like embed and some other words, and the usual sentence structures that you'll see at the beginner intermediate level, and they use it a lot, so it's just constant repetition, and I can follow the story way better than other more literary books that use very sophisticated sentence structures. And for me, I cannot understand those. Well, I can after I search them, but you want to read something that's very fluid, that you can understand as you go. It's not a lot of unknown words in one sentence, but in like Le Trône de Fer or L'étranger, it's like one sentence and probably half of that is unknown words. So if each sentence is just unknown words, you'll take an eternity to finish just one page. So for me, it took like, just for one page, it took a couple hours, like 2 hours or a little more. Sometimes I have to break it down into different days. When I said to myself that I want to start reading this book, but the motivation didn't last because I didn't enjoy it. So the mistake was choosing a book that's way above my level, and I would suggest choosing a more learner-friendly book, such as Le Petit Nicolas. And if you don't enjoy the book, just see if you can find another book or another article or even web comic or something like this that you can read and enjoy, because you want to be able to read it for the long term. You want something that has enough length so that you can read it and understand, and then later on you can come back and read it and you can see your improvement. Like, oh, I remember when I saw this word, I had to look it up all the time, but now it's in my head, so it's like second nature and I can read fluidly. So that's the point where you want to get. Number 2 is focusing on word list. So, well, not too long ago, I got multiple word lists and I was just trying to study words, and it was just random words like boat, pirate ship, different words for painting. Yeah, I'm just telling you because those are the words that I just couldn't remember them in French. It was so hard because, yeah, when you learn words that you don't really use, it's pointless, basically. I would say make sentence cards instead. I can remember long sentences way better than just one single word. But also sentence starters, such as cependant, or je crois que, je vous parlez de, je pense que. You can also have a sentence structure like, je me sentiment que, like I feel that, and others. So if you're immersing, just look out for little phrases like this that allow you to start your sentences, and you just put them in Anki and study these instead of single words like ordinateur, because certain words you can even learn them automatically, like chaise, chausseur, chaussette. Words like these, it's gonna come automatic because it's in your everyday life, like clavier, souris if you're using the mouse, if you're typing, je tape. Using sentence starters, using full sentences in Anki, that's way better when you're doing your active recall or repetitions. So the third mistake was not speaking at all. So I would watch hours, well, would it be hours? Or like minutes of videos. 20-minute videos, 20-minute episodes. But the thing is, I would never speak or shadow either. I wouldn't do these. I would just watch and hope that my brain soaks up all the French, the language that's coming to me. But after watching, you realize that you remember probably 0% of what you watched. Watching in the sake of watching, I don't think it will help you, but watching while you're focused, like actively watching something, actively paying attention, writing down words, writing down sentences, looking for sentence starters, looking for words that you can use, such as in your everyday language, in your everyday life. That's way better than just putting on a Netflix episode and having it running in the background or while you're just typing on your phone will not help you, because you're not really paying attention, you're not really actively trying to learn. You're hoping that the noise can turn into some form of meaning in the future, and that may take like 7 years, because babies take 7 years to start speaking, but you can correct me, I don't mind. If you want to wait 7 years or more, yes, you can just have the audio of something playing in the background and hope that you can understand it. But the thing is, you have to actively pay attention to what you're listening to, and how that works is when you're watching, pause the video and search up the words, the sentences that you do not understand. And by doing this, you create meaning for that audio. So you attach the meaning to the words that the video says. And by doing this, you're able to understand the video more, because at the end of the video, what you're gonna do is you're gonna play the video again and you're gonna continue playing it again. You're gonna like save it in your playlist and just listen to all those episodes, all those series, all those YouTube videos again and again and again, so that it's basically natural repetition. You have meaning to all the words already because you've actively searched up what they mean. So right now, you're just trying to connect this to your subconscious so that if anyone else says it in the real world, it will automatically have meaning and you won't have to really translate, because you've already embedded that like data, that sentence in your subconscious, in your head. This makes it way easier, or gives you the ability to process the information way faster than usual. What I've been doing was I have my sentences from watching the videos, and then I just repeat the sentences like 5 to 10 times. Usually I repeat this one single sentence 10 times, and then I move to the next one, repeat 10 times. I repeat it out loud, and then I just move on and move on and move on until I reach like 1 hour, around an hour, and then I start continuing my speaking practice. I realized that each time I repeat the sentence, it gets way smoother. And then once I'm listening the audio or the video or the series on Netflix, once I continue listening it again, I don't have to translate, I don't have to look up the words, because it starts becoming subconscious and natural, if that's the word. So I hope that these tips could help you. Maybe I do a part 2, because I made a lot of mistakes. Like, I wasn't even writing before, no journals, wasn't reading, I was just hoping, I guess. There wasn't any plan, there was just, I want to learn this language, and I have my Duolingo, and I guess that's the automatic red flag that I wasn't really doing much. But yeah, once you have a system, it starts becoming way easier. So merci pour votre votre attention. Je m'appelle Giovanni. Mon nom c'est Apprendre avec Giovanni. J'espère que je te vois déjà. À ce moment, j'ai besoin de lire beaucoup et après je parle plus meilleur. Mais je ne lis pas encore. Pas encore. Donc, à tout à l'heure, à bientôt.